Welcome back to another week of MidloConnect. I'm Justin Atterbury with Guild Mortgage.
I'm Audra Fowler with Rose Gold Realty Team.
This week we are at The Heights, a nonprofit organization here in Midlothian, right off of 287.
We've had the privilege of building a special relationship with Jennifer, who operates The Heights Ellis County Family Resources. And we are truly blessed to bring you the message and goal behind this nonprofit organization.
I am Jennifer Salzman. I'm the Executive Director for The Heights Ellis County Family Resources, and we help families going through domestic abuse. We are a part of a national alliance that has multiple agencies who co-locate resources so that victims going through this don't have to go to so many places, and we help reduce those barriers for them. Yeah, so this is extremely personal in my family and why I've been called to do this. My mom came out of domestic abuse as a child, and so I grew up in life with a lens of being a child of someone who went through trauma as a child, and it's something she never really dealt with or processed. And so my whole life we talked about trauma, and I didn't even realize it was just a fluid conversation. And so that caused our family to have a huge sensitivity towards women and children who go through these issues. And we own a cabinet company, and we put cabinetries in women's centers around the Metroplex. And so then fast way forward, I have two older sisters, and unfortunately, my oldest sister found herself and her family in a bad situation. And very long story short, things went from bad to worse. And as the layers unraveled, in the middle of getting them through this and getting them separated, they lost their 15-year-old son. And that landed me in the hospital one night. My husband's law enforcement, and it really brought me to a place of realizing, how do families do this? Kind of created the idea of, let's help the shelter in Ellis County, and what we found out is there's not a shelter here. And so then that turned into, well, if there's not a shelter, should we build a shelter? Clients will either find us through, a lot of times through direct referrals. Word of mouth is probably our most active way for people to find us, which is why it's so important to me to build awareness in the community. Is because what I know is, when somebody gets the courage to tell someone else, we want that someone else to know about us, right? So, knowing about the Heights doesn't mean, oh, I'm going through it. It means I'm being aware that there's a resource available for families when they are encountering these issues. So our biggest referral process is that, and usually the client will reach out to us directly. We do work with law enforcement. We will onboard any client who comes through the system. Sometimes we'll work with CPS. We work with churches. We work with, businesses. Clients can come from anywhere. What we know is, it does not matter your socioeconomic status. It does not matter your race. It impacts everybody equally. It's the most eerie statistic I've ever seen. I've just literally never seen a statistic across the board. So, we have to really provide services that match a very diverse group of people. So when clients come to us, they go through a full intake. Takes about an hour and a half. They do a risk assessment from Johns Hopkins University that really helps us understand their danger of becoming a domestic violence homicide. That's really important, and it's a really key educational piece. A lot of these victims, or we'll call them survivors, they don't understand the gravity. They've minimized it. And so it really is important for us to walk through that. From that, we create a safety plan for them. And then after that, we create a service plan. And our service plan is all the amazing organizations we're connected to. Some of them co-located on site with us, others that we can't co-locate with, but we have partnerships, contracts with, that provide those services. And so it's really incredible model of how to get all the services to our clients with a lot more ease than them trying to do it on their own. So when you come into the Heights, after that intake, you'll be able to come into the safety of the building and find different resources. We offer a licensed counselor who can provide therapy for both children and adults. And she also has her supervisor license now, so we're going to be able to expand those services, which I'm excited about. We also have an on-staff chaplain to offer spiritual support. That's a huge component of this that we don't want to miss. And so we're really excited to have that. Our Job Corps has moved in. Ellis Christian Women Job Corps is on site with us, and they are an incredible partner that is coming alongside us to meet those needs of how to make sure they've got the tools and the skills and what they need to get back on their feet. Some of the other really cool things we offer today on site is our salon and boutique. That's really important part of the process, is making them feel confident again, giving them that boost that they need. And what we want to do is help them build a professional wardrobe so that they can go to court, they can go to job interviews, and come out after they've walked alongside us for months or even years, however long it takes, that they'll come out of it feeling confident and ready and capable of taking care of them and their family. The other thing that's really incredible that we're putting in this campus is our mock courtroom. And I really love that space because, court's scary. It's scary for our victim survivors. It's scary for our advocates. It's scary for law enforcement. It's scary for legal professionals. It's not something that, yes, you can go train a little at our courthouse, but it's not just super readily available. So to have a pre-training space on site to walk that over and over again and get really comfortable in that space, or as comfortable as you can get, is really critical. If a client needs like emergency housing today, we will put them in a hotel or we will put them in a partner shelter. But we are moving in a direction that within a year, we will have a shelter of our own at an undisclosed location where they can come to the resource center, meet with us, start the process, and then we can get them into that next phase of safety. Today, now we've got kind of partner contracts with all of our law enforcement agencies, our district attorney's office, and then also into the community. So then we go to all of our other nonprofits. We've been very intentional trying to connect with as many as we can. When you look at the issue of domestic abuse, there's not really a lane of service that doesn't intersect this issue. And so it's been really important for us to be very strategic in partnering with the amazing organizations that are here. Part of our philosophy is not to duplicate a service that exists. That's not being good stewards of the resources we're given, not being good stewards as a community. And so it's really important that when we are looking at what we need to provide, how do we partner so we don't duplicate something that's being done?
This really goes well beyond a service to our community.
Yes, this is truly a calling for Jennifer and her staff, and their collaboration with outside organizations and law enforcement truly provides a fresh beginning for those individuals in need.
If this speaks to you or somebody that you know, their contact information is right here on the screen. Please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you for watching this week's episode. I'm Justin Atterbury with Guild Mortgage.
I'm Audra Fowler with Rose Gold Realty Team. We'll see you next week.